diggity, diggity dog. Breaking, diggity, diggity dog. Breaking. 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 Diggity, diggity dog. Breaking, diggity, diggity dog. Breaking.
Diggity dog. Hello everyone, it's my yard here. Welcome. I have just... I'm going to turn this down. That way it's still playing. I'm not having back audio, no mercy all the time, but there will be on your sound things. I've just quickly typed up the WWE 2K23 roster, and now we're going to play on a spreadsheet game, one and all, one more time. Because like I say, this is the last time I'm doing this son of a guns. There ain't no more on this. It's the last time. And so we're going to go through the roster bit by bit. We will green it if it's in the game that it was in it from the last title, and then we'll add the characters onto it. You can see by here though, we are at 246, including doubles, including like 10 John Cena's, which I've just argumentally counted as 19 because why not? Because it's just too many. The official list has been posted yesterday. So we can go through it bit by bit, and we will talk through it as well. I also need to just make sure I can see the chat, because I'm a silly poo-poo face and can't read. Animations, hey, it's me. I know you probably don't really care, but want to get your predictions for DLC. DLC. Problem is, I would need to follow the product a lot more to think who could actually be in. Yeah, not a chance. You're a spam account, meaning man, but thanks for the interest. And it's hard to gauge. Like, obviously, we know. In fact, I'll need to put this on because we know it's the content is Muhammad. You see, I'm going to spell Muhammad wrong, so I need to, for all intents and purposes, type that in correctly. Well, I actually got it right first time. Cool. We know that that's a new character for the game. Interesting choice, but it sort of paves the gaps. No, there's blue. That's only a light blue. Give me a light blue, sky blue. There we go. For new characters. Right, we'll start with Legends of Alumni because the page that WWE has goes from Alumni and Legends to Raw to SmackDown to NXT, and then managers as well. So we'll just go from that point. So Legends, we know Matchman is still in the game, so he gets a lovely thing. It's called a green tick. I want green. Turquoise, a nice turquoise green. Ravishing Rick Rude was not in the game last year, so we will plop him in. He will get a nice blue tick for his troubles. Sky blue. It's a lovely colour. It's hard to gauge. I mean, there's obviously a certain character on here that probably was in the game and has been removed, Lesnar, and another one, Mr. McMahon. There's a couple of names that may be hidden in code, is my hunch, or they might be just not listed on the roster but actually are still in the game. It's been too late to take them out. Will I be playing the rest in code? That honestly depends, King Cole, if it ever fucking comes out. In all honesty, I don't think I'll be playing that much my faction. I think I'll just be focusing on the online game. I don't think I'm going to be playing this all year, in all honesty, from the footage I've seen. Roddy Piper is going to go green, because we know he was in there last year. Turquoise up. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Of course, we know he was in the game last year, because he's never not in the game, pretty much. Look, green him up. Superstar Billy Graham? No, because he wasn't. Because he's DLC for this one, isn't he? He is. I can't type this out in my life today. He gets a lovely little blue tick for his lovely little face. Who else have we got? We have got Andre the Giant, obviously, every single year. That's why we see extra credits for copyright. Turquoise him up. Bad Bunny. Now, there was 2 Bad Bunny SKUs last year. We're only going to show one confirmed. We do not know which one. Batista. There was multiple Batistas in last year's game, including the Leviathan variant. So we don't know if that will be in. What would they have to do to get you to play next year? Change the fucking engine. They'll completely rebuild the game from the ground up. This engine is 10 years old and they're still basing it on next gen components. There is far better engines now out there. Far better engines. Beth Phoenix? Yeah, Beth will have to be in. Is it interesting? Beth's in there. And Edge won't be. Just point that one out. Big Boss Man. Turquoise them up. Boogeyman. Turquoise them up. Booker T, turquoise them up. Bray Wyatt, thank God you are missed. Him up. Bret Hart, turquoise them up. British Bulldog, turquoise them up. Bruno Sammartino, turquoise them up. Quite a lot here. Cactus Jack was DLC, wasn't he? So get turquoised. China is still in the game. Turquoised up. Diesel, technically, yes. It means Kevin. They're going to give Kevin Nash another one. Are they literally going to give Kevin Nash another one? In fact, I haven't tweeted this. I just posted saying I'm doing this. And I didn't realise I've never had to do it. So, 1 second. Go to Twitter. And grab a little share link because I'm an idiot. Copy, share, copy, go to Twitter. Too long. Updated roster is now live as of 3 minutes ago. I hope I've not missed anything because that would be annoying. Streaming, and there's more. I've chosen the updated list. Let's hope. No, I don't think there's been anything changed. Cool. Roster. Roster on a spreadsheet. Exclamation points. Hashtag WWE 2K24. Control and V. There we go. What content will you be doing after you finish playing? I will be focusing a lot more on the shops. Shops, I say that's plural. No, I'll be focusing a lot more on shop. I'm probably doing content relating to the shop, but on a brand new channel. I won't be using this old channel. I've gone to hundreds of thousands of subscribers once. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I would start from scratch. The algorithm on this account is just too old to make anything worthwhile, unfortunately. That's just how the life goes when it comes to it. Where were we? Cactus Diesel. I was trying to say China and Diesel at the same time. Dinah. Don't the Clown confirmed again. Dude Love. Now, Dude Love, it was only Cactus Jack because this is the first time in a long time that all three variants of thingy have been made. Dusty Roads, Country Roads, To the Place, Where I Bloom, Eddie Guerrero. I'd imagine we're only going to get one Eddie this year. Bischoff, spelt his name wrong. There should be a C there. There we go. Bickoff. Turquoise them up. Eve Torres, surprising still in my opinion. I thought it'd be a one and done, but it's still a good thing to see. Farouk. I imagine someone's just retweeted what I just done. Farouk goes into George the Animal Steel, which is another big deal. Another big deal. Animal Steel. Harley Race, yeah, was in last year's game. Don't think anyone ever used Harley Race, unfortunately. Hogan and Hulk Hogan, so both of them are getting turquoised up. They confirmed both, actually. Jake the Snakes, but not Hogan 02. Interesting. Jake the Snake Roberts turquoised him up. JBL gets turquoised him up. Jerry the King Lawler gets turquoised up. No John Paul Levesque, I'm just pointing that out. Jim Neidhart. One John Cena. which one? Who knows? You can't see him anyway. Only one Kane confirmed at the moment. One Ken Shamrock, of course, is the big surprise hit. I hope we get a brand new ankle lock. I really hope we get a brand new ankle lock animation because, by God, we haven't had enough of it for the last 10 years. Oh, the music stopped. Oh, could have been put on repeat. That was a silly move. There we go. Get some music in. It's too long since I've streamed. It's way too long. John Cena, Ken Shamrock into Kevin Nash. Again, there was multiple Kevin Nashes with Diesel as well. What did do a Kevin Nash NWO variant? They're sure like I am not sure whatsoever. Kurt Angle, you are confirmed again, sir. Lita, you are confirmed again, madam. Mankind, you are back in action. Oh yes, you are. Maurice, you are green. No, you are turquoise. Mighty Molly and Molly Holly. Interesting. Well, turquoise them up. Nah, life goes on. There's always replays. Muhammad Ali, as we said, was brand new. Razor Ramon. Razor. Which means we're going to get Scott Hall further down the list while you've been having to look at it. Rick Steiner. Confirmed again. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Was the dragon not in last year? Really? You see, I always like using the dragon. I was actually surprised that. I would never thought he wasn't in it. He's been in the game so many times over the last sort of 20 years that I just naturally assumed he was in the last one. Rikishi, you get turquoised up. Rob Van Dam, you get turquoised up. Interesting here, Ronda Rousey's classed as alumni. I suppose so. She got her ass beaten by Shayna Baszler. Scott Hall gets one up on you. Scott Steiner was DLC last year. Is it big? Will it be Big Papa Pump or will it be just the Steiner Bros? We'll see. We will see. Seth. We'll go Shane McMahon's still in. Good, interesting choice. Shawn Michaels. I mean, he's not his father, so we're fine. Stacy Keibler. Turquoise him up. Turquoise them up. Steph McMahon, you're not your father, so that's okay. Stardust. Because, quite frankly, the fifth dimension is just a great place to live in. Cheap rates. 6 gets turquoised. Ted DiBiase gets turquoised. The Fiend. Not Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. Bray was in last year's game, but The Fiend wasn't. The Hurricane, though, gets turquoised up. And The Rock gets turquoised up. Again, don't know what variant. And we have we've got The Undertaker as well. We don't know which Taker. So we'll pop that one on. Back to Triple H. No John Paul Levesque confirmed. Such a shame there. Trish Stratus confirmed. Tyler Breeze. Ooh, Tyler. I need Jushin Thunder Liger in all honesty. I would love Jushin Thunder Liger to just appear in the game as DLC. That would be a nice choice. Umaga. Uncle Howdy. Vader. Wade Barrett. X-Pac. And Joko frickin' Zuna. Well, so that's all the legends can put in. There is certainly some omissions. I think if you just keep scrolling down and stuff, Brock being obviously the biggest notable one here. Let's see if we drop down as to any other legends here. Edge, of course, but that was obviously going to be the case. Goldberg's not. I mean, Goldberg's quite a big one to not be in the game. It'd be really a pain in the arse if they made him DLC. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that now. It'd be real pain. People asking shop stuff as well on chat at the minute, so I can't do anything about that. Raw. Alright, let's get to the Raw roster. Akira Tozawa. I'm gonna put my phone on silent for the time being. I can make all questions I can ask afterwards. Lexa. I mean, good on them. Becky. Still classed as Raw. Bianca Belair. Big E. Braun Strowman. We've got Bronson Reed as the new one. Bronson gets his pay. No, it's going to annoy me if I do that and not in initial capitals. Candice LeRae, you get turquoised. Carmella, you get turquoised. Cedric Alexander and Chad Gable. But Chelsea Green, you're new to the game. Congratulations, but only Cody Rhodes. He's only smoking mirrors. Damien Priest. Poof. Dexter Lumis. Poof. Dominic Mysterio. Drew McIntyre. We're obviously going to go back to Dewdrop because she'll be under Piper, I assume, now. Eric. We know Elias and Ezekiel won't be part of it. Finn Balor. Nice. Vinci. Nice. Gunther. More nice. Indy Hartwell. Yes, please. Thank you. What do you think is worth buying standard deluxe? If you want the DLC, then you just go for the deluxe edition for that purpose. The 3 days early is sort of negligible, to be honest. My biggest worry is because no one can test the online servers before the game comes out. I don't think there's going to be any massive improvements. There hasn't been for years. I don't think there's going to be any changes. So I think the servers are going to be pretty terrible. That's just I can't see it being any other way at this point. That's in this day and age, a game that has a yearly title should have good online servers, and it's just not really happened. It hasn't at all. Kofi into Liv. The Queen of Extreme, apparently, according to 2K. Ludwig Kaiser. You get a ping. Maxine Dupree, new. She's double X. You see, that's odd. Odd way of spelling Maxine. Natalia. Nikki Cross is Nikki ASH. It's not that model, but it is the same person. It's the same with going with Piper Niven here. Otis. And where's Dewdrop? Dewdrop is Piper Niven, so we will just mark her down. And when you say Anderson, what, like Ken Anderson, Arn Anderson? Like Anderson's not enough of me to know who you mean, Steve. Where was I last tree? Raquel Rodriguez is next. There we go. Blup. Rhea Ripley is please. Ricochet, yes please. R-Truth, back at the top. Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Shayna Baszler, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sonya Deville, Tegan Knox. Oh, Tegan was obviously didn't come back, did she? Because of the injuries and stuff. So having her in the game is fantastic. Miz. Boom, 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 boom. Ciampa. Boom, 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 boom. Valhalla was DLC last year. Xavier Woods. And Zoe Starks. Right, that's all Raw covered. Oh, Carl Anderson. My third favourite choice. Yeah, Gallows is in the SmackDown roster, isn't? Yeah, but they're both in there. I'm about to hit SmackDown now. Here we go. So AJ gets a little bit of turquoise action. Alba Fire gets a little bit of turquoise action. Angelo Dawkins gets a little turquoise action. Ashante the Adonis gets a little turquoise action. Asuka and Austin Theory both get double helpings of turquoise action. Bailey, Bobby Lashley, Butch is here. Cameron Grimes goes to the moon in turquoise. Charlotte Flair goes turquoise because that's probably what she would wear anyway. Cruz and Dakota Kai for another double pairing of turquoise action. Who we got? Dana's not on that, but Drew's not there. Where are you? Come on, Elton Prince. There we go. Elton Prince was DLC, now main board. Grayson Waller, Bish Bash Bosh, Isla Dawn, I just realised because Alba was in it, Kaylee Ray was in it last year. Isla wasn't. Now she is. Fantastic. Io Sky had to be. You can't not have a champion in there at this point, can you? Jimmy Uso. Joaquin Wild. Oh, Jinder's not on the list. Oh no. Carl Anderson was in last year's game. Boom. Cameron Cross was also in last year's game, as is Katana Chance. There's a four-way turquoisey action there. Bish, bash, bosh. KO and Kip Williams. Both good. LA Knight. Very well. Good. Yeah. Lacey Evans, no. LeFive and Batista, probably not. But Logan Paul is again. Luke Gallows is again. Mansoor Madcap Moss, nope. But Maya Yim, yes sirree. Montez Ford, absolutely. We'll just skip the name below that and the name below that and go with MVP. Nathan Fraser, no. Nikki Bella, no. Keith Lyons, no, not yet. This is due with SmackDown, don't worry. Some of these names are probably going to pop up again. Amos, the pain and suffering that I have to endure by doing this spreadsheet. Turquoise. What we got? Ray. That was the WCW variant, to be honest. Rick Booge, Ridge Holland. Robert Roode. Santos. Oh yeah, Roman. Yeah. Okay. Just want to point this one out. How did I miss Roman? Let's give him his own section because he is the chosen one. How could I miss Roman out of that list? Genuinely, how could I miss that? 1 second. Well, 1 second while I just make sure that it's just me being silly and not, yeah, I somehow just missed him. I thought like SmackDown Hotel would be there. I'll get to managers as well, don't worry. Yeah, we go Butch even more, but it's not that much difference to change it. There could be an update for him potentially on that. Roman Santos Escobar. Of all the people that miss out on the roster sheet is Roman. Scarlett was a manager last year, but I still put it on the list. Sheamus, he likes to fight. Shotzi and Solo. Tamina. Fantastic. Xylee. And it was Queen Zelina last time. It'll just be regular Zelina, which is fine. Right, on to NXT. Andre. Angel. Be under Angel Garza now. Apollo Crews. And Axiom. Baron Corbin. Oh, he's under Lucky Bat Corbin, isn't he? He's under Happy Corbin, isn't he? He's in the game. That's what counts. Blair Davenport was DLC last year, so she gets pop up on there. Braun Breaker again was DLC, maybe. Brooks Jansen is not a person I'm familiar with in the title. Please let me know if any NXT people have had their names changed and actually were in the game last year, because I will literally have no clue. Brutus Creed, Carmella Hayes, Channing Stacks. You see that? Do not know. No, do not know. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about Butch on terms of the Pete Dunne thing. I think changes are easily changes can happen on that one. Core yes. Damon Camp was DLC. Don't even know who they are. Dijak is Thingy. He's Thingy. He was Thingy in the previous game. Where is he? T-Bar. There you go. It's not under T-Bar anymore, but we know. We know. There's still a chance that Brock could be in the game just unannounced. There is a possibility, like with McMahon, Mr. McMahon and Brock could both be in the game, and it's hidden in the code. I don't think they'll be fully removed. I think they'll be hackable. I don't think they'll be taken off the discs or anything like that. But we'll see. Be interesting to see the PC coding for it. Where were we at? The Dijak says Gulak. Gulak does the tutorial again, apparently, I heard. Duke Hudson, do not know who you are, but you're in the game. Fallon Henley, don't know who you are, but you're in the game. GD Dolan, yes, GG. GG, Humberto. I don't follow NXT anymore, so a lot of the newer people I've got no clue of. Ivy now. She called up to the main roster yet now? She's still in NXT. JC's fine. Jinder, do not hinder. Joe Coffey is not on that list, but Joe Gacy is, so I can add Joe Coffey. I mean, Gallus full stop. I know who Gallus is. Okay. I know Scottish brethren when I see them. I actually knew Duke Hudson was in Chase U, but I don't follow NXT enough to care. There's too much programming. That's just half the battle. I just don't have time to watch it all. I'll see whatever viral quick clips get popped up, but that's about it. Julius Creed, Just Briggs is new. Julius Creed, Mark Coffee in my morning brew. Nathan Free said, was he? Yes, he was last year. DLC, if I remember rightly. Nikita Lyons had a decent moveset. Noam Dar still gets shafted. Voxan Perez. Boof. Sanger? Scripps is Reggie, right? I'm right in saying Scripps is Reggie. And Fia Hall, no. I might have seen every one of these NXT people wrestling, but I just don't recognise the names. Tiffany Stratton, Tony Delangelo, Mike and Delangelo. Doom 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 doom. Bum 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 bum. Viv Mahan, Wendy Chu. I completely forgot Wendy Chu was in the game. Wesley, and then Wolfgang Oruga. Hi, Cole. Yeah, it's great to have. I'm just going in alphabetical order. Also, Kane is in, but not sure which one. Yeah, we don't know which Kane is. Stacks Lorenzo is under the boss to Tony Delangelo. Gotcha. Wouldn't know. There's also some managers. So Adam Pearce. B-Fab is a manager. Which, alright. Top Dollar and all that. Okay. Explain to me, is there anyone left back in WWE? Have they just left B-Fab in for the sake of it? Or is there actually a point? Because apparently he's banned. Top Dollar's banned from diving. He is. If anyone gets the reference on that one, Kathy Kelly's a manager. Now that's interesting. Really interesting. Foley has got managerial roles. So all three faces. Miss Elizabeth, which again I don't think. Let me just look at SmackDown Hotel's roster list here. I don't think Miss Elizabeth was on the list last year. Because you've got a set for rosters and... yeah, she was not on the managers. Interesting. Really interesting that. Is she? Okay, that's how little I've been paying attention. Bobby Brain Heenan. Yeah, we've got Bobby. Cap Keller, Mr. Livet. Paul Bearer's back. That's great. Paul Heyman. Gets a good turquoise hit. And then Teddy Long. Yes. We're getting Teddy Long back. Am I going to screw people over? I mean, when do I not? It depends on the servers, in all honesty. It will depend on the servers. Yeah, there's not many. I think Nia Jax missing is in the mission. AOP as well. But these could be ones that are DLC. Naomi might have been just a bit too late. But it could be DLC possibility off of it. It is possible. Let's get rid of the people that probably aren't going to appear anymore for this year. Right, we know. I'm sorry, Edge. No, orange is not good enough. It needs to be a deep red. Elias and Ezekiel. Unfortunately, the brothers are just. I mean, they're no longer in the company, so that's pretty much certain on it. Both Bellas are not here. It's not the first time that we've seen stuff being on the main disc become DLC. I would wager that they're probably not in it, because they would have been just in the base game. And making them DLC just means no sense whatsoever. Is Shelton not in the list? Shelton just gone now. What? You bastards! You keep Cedric in and not Shelton. What sons of bitches? How you do one and not the other? Like Dolph's in Japan and in TNA, so that's just shocking. Mace and Mansoor are both again out of the company. That's just scary. Shelton. Boof. Titus? I mean, Titus has been on the flipping thing for years under Legends Alumni. He's just not there anymore. I'm not going to make him DLC, are they? Oh yes, she is asked by Elegance for Dana Brooke. You're absolutely correct. Yes, I do remember. Goldberg is kind of a big one to not actually appear. I hope that's not going to be DLC. Lacey's definitely a no. She's out of the company. Zeus was a DLC. They're not going to redo it. It's weird because when it's DLC 1 year, normally they keep him as a regular character the year after. But there's been a staples over the last few years where that hasn't been the case, and this is going to happen again with Zeus, not in the main game. Weird. Let's go on the assumption that that's not going to happen, and all of this isn't going to happen. And Mustafa Ali is also now in TNA. Matt Riddle left the company, so that's pretty much a certain. Commander Aziz is out of the company. Cool. I figured that might be the case. Elia, I think she's out. Is she out now as well? I've certainly not seen her in the past while. Rick Boots is out as well, and he's retired now, I think, as well. Hello, never mind. Nice to see you again. Shanky. He's not even. Shanky's still developmental and just not been shown again. It doesn't leave that much left. Rock, Undertakers, Cena's, John Paul Levesque. I mean, if that variant of Triple H was going to be in the game, they would have put it in, like with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. So realistically now, that leaves just the variants. Yeah. Oh yeah, Top Dollar. I missed Top Dollar. Do apologise. Yeah. No, he is banned from flying. You are banned from flying. Or banned from diving. It's banned from diving, isn't it? I mean, AEW's got a flipping beach arena now. Yeah. Right, let's just go through all the white stuff and let's see. We've got Bad Bunny, we've got Batista, Eddie, Hogan, all the Cenas, another Kane, another Nash, another Leviathan and Batista would have been confirmed as well, so let's just remove that. And Prototype John Cena, I think, is probably a safe bet to say they would have put Prototype for it. And this Rey Mysterio Jr. as well. Super Cena would be fun to be an Easter egg, but not confirmed. So Nash, Madcap Moss. Emma's no longer. Is Emma even there now? I think Madcap's gone as well. Yeah, I mean, it's not that much red. In all honesty, it's not. You put it in this perspective. It's 1, 2, 3 because multiple blocks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 2, but it's still counting. 12. Again, that's Leviathan Batista, so we sort of ignored like the. Yeah, I thought that was the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same. It's different. Right? 9, 10. Let's ignore the vest because that's Triple H. 11. No Batista. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 characters removed. 24 gone. Gone. Gene? Gone. Added. 1, 31. Added. I mean, and that's not even including what DLC we're going to get out of this. Oh, cool. One sec. Cut. Paste. There we go. Now, don't get me wrong, there's all these alternates. And we don't know from the roster here for Showcase mode or My Rise or any other mode. My Faction, of course, potentially has attires as well. What's been included and what's not been included. We just don't know. So, what of different variants we could have for this? The fact that there's 31 added and we haven't got the DLC so much. Granted, Billy Graham, Dusty Stardust, our DLC, Muhammad Ali are all DLC characters for the moment. It's still a healthy list. You put it this way, we've taken 24 out when that is a 245 thing. That's 220 minus the tires. It's still over 200 plus the ad. It's still over 200. Yeah, McMahon's there. McMahon's there. Brock's gone. Vince, there's no way to add in Vince either. No way. Think of all the fucking backlash they'll have if they put that in the game. There'd be so much. There'd be so much problems. They'd just be problematic and go wow, perfect. We do know a few alternates from the showcase, like Hogan and Andrew will have WrestleMania 3. We'll have Mania 3 outfits, and Heenan has number 2. Oh, Dashing Cody Rhodes. Yeah, oh, he's only smoking mirrors. Hogan 3, Andre 3. But Hogan and Andrew's Mania 3 outfit is pretty close to what he looks like anyway, isn't it? Can't be that much unless it's what, facial hair? It's on Dashing. Oh, he's only smoking mirrors. There's a lot of good variants. I never understood this with both Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, why you'd have 2 different variants on the tires for them, and then still do Razor Ramon and Diesel. Like, you just need to do Razor Ramon and Scott Hall. There's no need to do a third one here. The 5, 6, because it's John Cena's showcase, I understand having all the stuff there. I get it, and I sort of get why Ray's was here because of the previous showcase, but I don't think they're going to have his older model this time. I don't think they're going to do double Batista either. Batista 08 was obviously there because of Cena, same for Orton. I mean, there was issues last year, wasn't there, with one of the characters they had to take out literally with like 2 weeks to go. Um, so I don't see a thing happening. Bad Bunny, I mean, probably the 23 outfit's going to be what he is actually going to be. Um, you got to think, like you say, like was said earlier, Nia Jax, AOP, Naomi, Andrade. I assume there'd be an NXT package to go with it as well. My the problem is it's not following the content enough. One, to give a shit. To be blunt, it's a good size of people. Remember, we used to play WWE games 10 years ago. Okay, with a roster that was barely pushing 60, 70 quid. Um, so 60, 70 quid, 60 to 70 characters. To actually see this now, um, yeah, I think Nia and Naomi are decent shouts to be DLC, but it's certainly very close to the edge on for Naomi, especially. Nia, not so much. Nia's got a very good chance. Naomi might just be past the limit on that one. AOP, again, they've been away for so long that I feel like it's probably too late. Mania through Mania 5. Ah, okay, so double or ties. But he's a manager slot, so it's not. It's playable, but not in the same vein of it. His feature's going to be pretty much identical. Oh, so. Oh, Punk. Did you add Mr. Phil Brooks? Well, Punk's not confirmed. Punk's not on that list, he's not there. I'm afraid he's not there. So I think Punk would probably be DLC. That would fit the time frame for it. I think Punk is certainly going to be. It doesn't matter about the injury side of things. They will sell DLC by having Punk as an official character. That's no question on that one. No damn sorry on it. I love how 2K is putting more effort into THQ with the roster. I think that's the wrong thing to go about it. Never mind. I think, certainly on the older titles, bear in mind DVD discs, you were limited to how much data you could put onto the disc as part of it. And I think there's probably was just a cap. Because bear in mind, we only had DLC slots for, 25, 30 back then? Like, we were very limited in what we could get onto it. Kairi Sane is another good shout, actually, as well. Punk, Jade, and Kairi. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Jade Cargill. Ooh, Jade's on the same vein as Naomi and being very, very close to it. Very, very close. There's a lot of things. Like, I'm worried for the overall game. 10 years ago versus now, a lot of things have changed gameplay wise. A lot of things has not changed in terms of how the companies operate. There are certain things, and it's annoying to go on the game, you give input, and you don't see the changes that should be done. I'm just worried. 2K24 is based off 2K23, and 2K23 was getting much better in the concept of how it was helping doing little fixes and everything like that. The issue I have is that it's still based off of 2K20, and 2K20 was based off of 18. If everything was based off of 2K19, and it was a natural progression that way, I'd be happy. But because the engine for 2K18 wasn't fully evolved properly, 19 got that fixed. 20 didn't fix what 18 had done. 22 didn't fix what 18 had done. And 23, close. I'm just worried that I'm seeing the same animations when I saw the early build with the footage, and I'm just worried that the AI and the gameplay engine and all of that is just not to my fancy. I don't like the whole button bashing strike system. I thought that was a terrible thing, and I still think that's garbage. The stun mechanic has improved, in my opinion, and I think you have to have a stun mechanic to the extent. The super finishes are just OMG moments again. You've flavoured it under a different heading, but it's an OMG moment. And I already saw it in one thing. If someone's stunned when you perform the super finisher, they get unstunned, so they could just no-sell it straight off the bat. That's mind-boggling. I feel like that needs to be patched to be able to say you get knocked out. What else? Online servers have been a nightmare. This is one of the reasons why I haven't played it much last year. Got to a month or two in, and then it was like, meh. I was just really... Like, you want to play war games, you want to play the big multiplayer matches, and the game was split or disconnect. Did they say that the chest pump won't happen much? Apparently from the Irish whipping, yeah, the reaction time should just hit the animations a lot better for when it's happening. But it can still happen if you don't press the button in time or whatever. Did I get invited to the creative events? Right. This is the problem with answering this question because, well, I didn't sign an NDA, so I'm okay with answering this. But the issue is UK versus US are two different companies of 2K, and that means there is issues of getting people invited on the UK side of things. Not as many creators got invited to the creative event. I was not one of them for the final build or whatever build this whatever happened at the Community Day in America. There wasn't one for the UK, and so creators like myself, and I know quite a few others, are a little bit annoyed that we've had no chance to be able to play the final build or full build or whatever build that's available, whereas the American creators have. This hasn't been this much of an issue over the last few years. COVID sort of made things a bit easier because of remote play and all that, but it's we're not seeing it as much as I would like. Yeah, I think the report going around that Leicester still in the game but won't be playable. Apparently, oh, what happened to Dion? I haven't heard any. I don't follow most of the other YouTubers. Half the issues as well. The American YouTubers got access to play. I know Smack Talks got invited to the Royal Rumble and stuff and was able to get access, but pretty much, yeah, Semble's from Canada, so North America, I should say, not just America. They have a different department working on compared to the UK stuff, and the UK doesn't get as much stuff as it ever has done. Over 10 years. So 2K14, so the first year that 2K did it, I was invited to America when it was SummerSlam and got to try the game. My flight was delayed. That's none of their fault. That's just bad luck on my part. That was when the Ric Flair interview incident happened and everything like that. And that I was the only UK content creator that went that year. And in 2K14, I was the most popular UK content creator with subscribers, etc., and viewership. So it made sense for me to go. The year after that, it was Smack Talks, and Smack Talks has gone, I think, by himself that year. And then the year after that, more creators from the UK were going to these events, which was fantastic. I was focusing on my shops and everything like that. I had other commitments. So I was happy for those guys to do it. I wasn't invited, and every rightly should not have been invited because I wasn't getting the viewership compared to these creators. There is content creators in America that have viewership that is far less than some of the UK creators, and the UK creators are not getting the access to the content compared to the American viewership. That annoys me because we're in 2024. That shouldn't be the freaking case. I know this has got lots of different other variants and stuff like that, but we have the technology to have all this stuff, and it's in 2K's best interest to have as many creators play it as possible. And overall, I don't know which department it is, if it's a worldwide thing, if it's a higher management thing, or anything like that. But there's something off, and it really annoys me on that regard. I can't answer that question because it's not something that 2K will answer, and I can only speculate and try and read between the lines on it. I just don't think it's fair that you've got the UK creators that have pushed the stuff for years and years and years and been really good at it, and get bugger all in return this year, which is a shame, really. I was invited, I will say this out of full transparency, to the preview build, which was the same build as the Royal Rumble event, but I was declining it. And the reason I declined it was a very simple one. The amount of time I would have got to play the build versus the amount of travel time for me to get there from Scotland to get to the venue that they were hosting the preview event for the UK content creators at that time was not worth it. On top of that, and this was the actual more of the reason more than that one, they were hosting the event the same day the embargo for all the content was getting released. Now, anyone in content creation knows if you don't have any sort of time to edit or record stuff, your footage is pointless. You want that content out at the same time as everyone else, like the people in America who had the time, and Australia got so much lead time, which is great for them. UK didn't get it this year. UK creators have been, and European creators have been thrown on the bus this year, and that's unfortunate. That's just how it goes sometimes. This is not the first year that sort of thing has happened. I doubt it will be the last. Like I say, this will be the last year for me doing it. I just can't. Stuff like that just makes it just not fun playing. This gen is also on the feel of just it's not fun to do it anymore. So I understand why he's not wanting to do the gameplay, because he's in the same boat as me. Do you like the idea of a Mania showcase 10 years after the Mania showcase? I don't like the idea of calling it 40 years of WrestleMania and not having at least one match in every year. I don't see the point. WrestleMania showcase, you could call it. You can't call it 40 years of WrestleMania. That defeats the purpose. I understand you would have to make a new stadium and stage and everything like that, but flipping 2K14 did that. No problem whatsoever. I don't like the showcase mode with the merging real footage and stuff. Maybe for really casual people, they'll enjoy it. I always think that when they have their own market research and stuff like that, they're not talking to the right people. I always think they're going the wrong way for it. Hey, Miss versus Cena should have worked. I don't understand why that isn't an option. They could have done one every year. And they could have increased the roster count, because you had 1, 2. You could have got Leicester was struggling to get Mr. T again, because you could have done Piper Mr. T just as a boxing game minigame. Would have been funny. That would have been a lot of coding, in fairness. 2 hasn't got that much, because it was you would have to do King Kong Bundy in the steel cage. That's probably what you would have to do. 3, Andre. You had Roddy and Brett. You got Brett and Austin. Granted, you'd be probably copying a lot of the matches you had in 2K14, but for a lot of people, they'd probably have never played 2K14, so having that as an option, don't think would have been that much of an issue. Well, the Unlock Everything DLC won't unlock everything, because there's always characters in My Rise that you still have to unlock, isn't there? So I'm a bit scarce onto it. It's one of those things for it. A bit off topic, but there's a leaked demo build of WWE 13. I'm assuming it's the same build you guys played 12 years ago. Oof, WWE 13. Would have been on disc, because it was 360. I'm pretty sure it was 360 copies we've got to play. That was the first time I met Smack Talks, actually, was WWE 13. We were the only two I can tell you this. We were the only two content creators in the UK to that event, because back then it wasn't YouTubers that were getting any sort of limelight. It was a general press event, and we were there, and we had books down, and we were writing so much stuff in the 3-4 hours that we had with the game, and we were non-stop. Like, we weren't dragged off of it, but we were pretty much the last few people to leave, which was great. And I told him, and it's definitely the case now. I said to him, because I was ahead of him in subscribers, it's like, I ain't gonna be ahead of subscribers for long. You're gonna overtake me soon. 18 months later, that was the case, and he's never looked back. It doesn't feel like a Hogan showcase. It's just early WrestleManias were Hulk Hogan. That's Hulk Hogan was WrestleMania for the good first 10 years nearly. Sid Vicious would have been a nice actually choice to have in here. Psycho Sid would have been nice. Diesel Taker could have been. There's loads. Loads and loads. The triple threat. I can understand why Ronda's still in the game for the triple threat match. Hopefully it's a lot easier than the triple threat match they had before. Because that was annoying. So much so that I did the crucifix roll up, but I chose the wrong crucifix roll up when doing the showcase. And it didn't count it. And it's like, but I'd done it. No, I chose the wrong animation. It's like, son of a bitch. There is no Sasha. Oh yeah. Yeah. No Sasha. Yeah. I'd imagine it's normally is Calculon, a separate purchase. It's normally a separate purchase for Unlock Anything or Accelerator. Surprised we didn't get Cena versus Bray. Cena Bray was quite a small match. Yeah, but Bad Bunny will have the Canadian Destroyer, so I mean, at least you know the move's still going to be in the game. It's an easy thing for that. It's sad that it was it 2K23 or 22? I think it was 22, because they had to remove Bray from 22 because he left. And Nia Jax as well. There was so much My Rise content, which I hope one day gets found and leaked and stuff like that, because I'd imagine there's dozens of audio lines in there regarding the content that was used that was never. I mean, maybe they'll get reused in future games as well. Who knows? We are getting Firefly Funhouse match. I'd imagine the Firefly match and showcase is just going to be cutscenes for doing one particular thing after the other, because it wasn't really a match per se. Let's put it that way. It was one cutscene to another to another. I wouldn't think there's going to be much involvement on the match, or maybe I'm completely wrong and it's going to be insane. But it's not one of those ones that go, yeah, baby. No, it's just, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Looking at the roster, I mean, there's certain characters I hope, like Goldberg is a huge. Goldberg might just get re-put as DLC, like Brie Bella and Nikki. I doubt B-Fab's going to get updated. I think they will have just left an older render, but you could, I mean, you never know. We'll see how that goes. I mean, we're what, 2 weeks now? We're literally less than 2 weeks. It's insane to think that. It's insane to think. I mean, there's gonna be gameplay tomorrow from. I'm gonna change 2K's limits on here. Some of your favorite WWE creators, because this is the problem. American creators got access. We don't know who UK got access to it. Yay! I assume SmackTalk's got access. I'd assume, because he was in America, and I assume anyone that went to America would have got access to this build as well. But most of the UK guys didn't, and I haven't either. So I haven't got chance. I just have to base it off the footage I see, which will be. I don't think there's much. Like, okay, so look at the special match types. Look at the match types. Ambulance match, okay, is effectively a quick time event that is basically Royal Rumble. Okay, that's the sort of casket match we haven't seen anything of. But again, I'm safely going to say it's going to behave a lot like an ambulance match. Or maybe we'll get some apron Pacific maneuvers like choke slam through the casket and stuff like that, which would be nice. It would be nice to have that sort of thing to make it a little bit different to the ambulance. What's the point of climbing the ambulance if you can't push, like, choke slam them or powerbomb them through the ambulance? I'm just saying. Just putting that out there. And then special guest referee will be the most fun thing, I think, everything added. Watching the trailer though, when you see the Orton doing the count, and he's static, it doesn't feel. The going for obviously still the simulation style thing, but the animation is so wooden. It doesn't feel that natural. So it looks out of place graphically, but gameplay wise might still be fine. As the info for WWE games come out later and later each year, we can find that information out. So I streamed. Let me get down. If I go back to YouTube, I can tell you when I stream, because I normally stream when we get the full roster. As soon as we get the full roster, I will stream. That's just how we go on to it. Content live, because I haven't done many live streams, so it'll be easy to find. I streamed that on February 13th, and the game definitely came out around the same time last year, so 2 weeks earlier. It's probably the closest we've had. I haven't bought a game since 16. As soon as Slow Sam was added, it piqued my interest, but really prefer to have more Attitude Era stars, which is probably why I kept hold of 15 and 16. I mean, 19 is still, I regard as the best. I'm a broken record here. 19 is still the best engine gameplay mechanics for a 2K game. There's two things. Another thing that really annoys me. There's loads of things that annoy me and I'll criticise. Is this year again? It's PS4 and PS5 and Series X and Xbox One. The PS4 copy, so the UK copy price, is 60 quid on PS4 and Xbox One and 70 quid on PS5 and Series X. I do not understand the £10 pricing difference between those two versions, because they are the exact same game but not graphically. You can't justify a £10 difference on the PS5 and Series X versions. I'm afraid you can't. Every other game, hell, even flipping FC24, decided to merge the two versions of the game and charge the same price. It's fine charging the same price for the game, but you can't give someone 10 quid more on a graphical change on it. 2K are really one of the few companies that do that. Gran Turismo was a totally different thing. Sony exclusive stuff that was on PS4 and PS5 was a totally different thing, because it's huge graphical changes. There ain't much difference between the PS4 and PS5 version last year, and I can't see that again. I can't. Well, Triple H is on the list. Are you talking Ultimate Warrior, Hunter Hearst Helmsley? Oh, no. It's not. You're not getting my point, Cheese. It's 10 quid difference between the two versions. The PS5 games typically are 70 quid now. Same for Series X games. That's not the. It's more the. Why is the PS4 game cheaper when there's no difference between the PS4 and the PS5 version? There's no reason for it. When we get to next year's game, if it is just PS5 and Series X, there has to be something gameplay-wise which is stellar to warrant the engine to be bet only on that console. Like, they've got the capabilities and the processing power to do something ungodly with the franchise. And I'm worried that they've just stuck their feet in the sand with this engine from 2K18. Pardon me. And have just gone with it and not thought about the next gen complications. Because when 20 came out, they had the opportunity for that extra year to just have made it onto next gen and built it from scratch. But they chose to base it off an engine, and I hate they say from the ground up, because if it was from the ground up, there would be all new animations. There wouldn't have been any animations carry over from the old games. We've got game animations that are nearly, and I mean this, nearly 25 years old. Plus, because technically there's some suplexes that you could argue are from like Power Pro Move Wrestling and stuff like that. I think predictions will be CM Punk is a good shout. Nia Jax is a good shout. That's probably the two most confident ones I've got. Everything else is going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy on it. They won't have a showcase. Next year is WCW, ECW, and Raw. I feel like they'll just go back to Attitude Era. 10 years have gone by, let's do it again. Brock is an NPC. I don't think Brock could be... Well, Brock could be in My Rise, and they can't take him out, which could be a problem. Or Brock's in My Rise, and they've had to remove a story. Now, we know that happened with Bray in 22, and Nia, I think, as well, and other characters, so that wouldn't surprise me if they've had to do that. AJ as DLC? I mean, they might ask. It's not a distinct out possibility. Hey, it could be worse. It could be like the No Mercy entrances of them running from Royal Rumbles. It could be wooden stick men. No, I'm just worried that next year's game. I assume they would have to do PS5 Series X only. I don't see it being continuing to be on PS4. But I'm saying that, didn't we get all the way up to 2011 with the PS2 era, and the 360 was PS3 out in 07 or 2006. So 5 years. They might still do it. It is, but I feel like to redo it, they might just even wait till next gen. Just focus on this crappy engine. I'll say crappy because it is. And then when we get to next gen, the gen afterwards, that's when they start from scratch again. That would be what I feel like they're probably doing. I almost feel like also the budget for this game this year has been cut because everything feels a bit lackluster. The trailers have been great. Granted, I'm going to criticize them because it's old move animations and stuff like that, and stuff didn't look right and whatnot. But the trailers always look presented in a professional manner. Hairstyles and stuff like that nowadays should not be that bad. The new console generation has been weak also because of COVID. And we saw this, getting hold of the stock of the PS5 and Series X was 2.5 years before you could regularly get the stock. And then also you have a pre-owned market, which prices aren't changing that much. There's been a few exceptions. I can tell you because I'm an indie retailer. Yardsgames.com for all your gaming goodness. The PS4 VR headsets, 250 quid new. As soon as the VR2 headset came out, the value dropped pre-owned. They were still going for about 150 quid, 150 quid. They are now barely 50 quid now for the VR1 headsets. And the tech is still great, but it's nowhere near the VR2 capabilities. So the pre-owned market is still adjusting. It's kind of like the second-hand car market as well. Prices were high because not many getting hold of new cars was harder and harder. And it's still hard in most cases. Some of the cars are just taking much longer to come out and stuff. But console-wise, PS5s and Series X is now readily available. But the prices aren't dropping. They are still $380, $480, depending on versions. Series S is $250, and digital. And then when you get into digital side of things, you get into more complications as well, because prices of games do not change digitally unless they are on sale, and that is up to the publishers themselves. Now, 2K24, apparently with digital copies, you get a copy of 2K23 as well. Cool, if you've not played it. For a lot of people that have bought 23 and buy it yearly, this is a wasted bonus, effectively. And for people that haven't played 2K23, it's also part of a wasted purpose, because you're playing an inferior game almost, in most regards. So there's a lot of stuff you don't want to use. So, a marketing perspective, it's been held under the radar for it as well. It seems very... Maybe because Block's in 2K23 and Mr. McMahon's in 23 and stuff. It's hiding under the radar for that extra content. And yeah, I get it. I do get it. but it feels like marketing in general has just not been on par compared to previous years. Mistakes have been made, and it affects the brand. It affects the community spirit with things as well. I'm worried, like last year, and I said it the year before as well, because other content creators talk up their fucking asses and talk and say, "Oh, this is the greatest game ever," and then they do nothing, and then they talk shit. And you're the ones that spice up the game. They did it with 2K20. We were bored of 2K20 when we did it in the preview. We were until we got hold of the DLC content and played that. That was more interesting. But we somehow played a version where it wasn't that buggy, in all honesty. And then when the game came out, oof, the bugs and everything like that. And us content creators got the blame because we hyped it up. I didn't really hype it up. I give you the fucking honest opinion on that. 2K24, if the online servers aren't good on day one, you're damn straight I'm going to call them out on it. Damn straight. I'm worried. I'm very worried. I want to play 6-man and 8-man games all the time and have fun. I've not touched it in 6 months. Probably at least 6 months I've not touched 2K23. And that's just how it goes. It's just one of those things. Will my opinion change? Did you get bored with 15 too? No, because 2K15 was an entirely different engine. So it was a brand new game for us. Everything was different about it. It was slower paced and everything. And the build we played again was sort of different to the final build. We had played it far too long than we should have. I think 2K America was unhappy about that. I think we were only meant to play 2 to 3 hours. I think we played... Me and Wesley played... I'm going to go with 6 to 7. And we just kept playing it again. It was only like 2 or 3 characters, and we were just doing different things and going on the corners and just trying different things out. 15 as a concept was fine. It was just half a game. Much like AEW Fight Forever is half a game. Even with all the updates and stuff like that, it's still not there yet. Over the years, you just seen the natural progression. No, I just the servers. You would think in this day and age, the servers should be the most important factor for them to get online support and get people to buy content, because my faction is their go-to thing, microtransactions and all that kind of things. They can make a killing if they get the servers working, and it just doesn't work. Even 1v1s is problematic. So, yeah, I'm resigned to the fact that I'm not going to see anything in this saga, and when I do it for the last time, I don't know when I'm going to do a final stream, final stream for the channel. It certainly will be after launch. I'd imagine I'll make not a semi big deal out of it, but it'll be something more, and we will have some good fun with it. Yeah, well, I understand they had crossplay for the community creations, didn't they? And then there was issues because the PC community were able to mod the attires to get them onto the consoles, and that caused loads of problems when it came to my faction. Methinks having my faction attires on the community creations for free when you could be paying to try and see them, but they were also locked out of modes. So you unlocking my faction, you can use an exhibition or online, and that was half the problem. And we told them after the first year, and then they still went ahead and did it again last year. Like the coding, the excuse that they gave publicly last year regarding that was absolute horseshit. I'm sorry, I'm gonna again call that out. You can't say, oh, it's just because it's a smaller development team. You chose clearly to make it like that, to coin it off for that mode. It does not take much to get those attires ported into other modes, and it was like, I hate calling people out on bullshit, but that was just one of the biggest pieces I had ever seen. Is it just a higher manager thing? Would the game be completely different if all the community, all the higher ups in Visual Concepts disappeared and it was a whole new team? Because didn't we have yeah, I heard about a twist regarding ties. Apparently, the rumor about them being unlockable in other things. I've heard this thing going around, which, if this is the case, is cool. But the unlocking the amount of coins you could do is a free to play to get to it was annoying, and the amount of copies of the same cards you would just get in packs very quickly was a nightmare as well. It should follow the Magic route of it grabs everything you've not got yet before it starts trying to do a copy, and then it'd be fine. Just it pains me. It really does. When I did a video, this is a couple of years ago. I haven't done that many videos, so it's quite easy for me to go 2 years down the line. I've only done 30 videos in 2 years. Because we did a lot of things talking about it back in the 22 era, because we were like, what the feck is going on? It was Patrick. Now, Patrick then disappeared pretty much once 22 came out. And we never heard anything again from him. And Brian Williams came back. Brian Williams was working on AEW and then went back to 2K. I feel like there was a bit of poaching there. I just, the people in the higher positions that make the big decisions, I get time constraints, I get budgeting and all that. The wrong decisions are still being made with what answers they've got. And they spread themselves too thin. They have a department for My Rise, a department for Showcase, a department for My Faction, My GM, and then technically online and stuff as well. They're spread so thin. So it's just infuriating. They could talk to creators at any point, and years gone by they did. I don't think it helped anything, in all honesty. Again, American creators got invited for the reviews years ago, but not UK ones. Helpful. And that's not to diss the American creators, because a lot of them are passionate. A lot of them do know the game. But you've got so many creators that I know have leaked shit. I know have posted stuff and shouldn't have, and it's like they get all the benefits, and the UK guys and the EU guys and the Aussie guys get nothing. And this has happened year on year, and I just don't want to handle that sort of BS anymore. Did you see the roster debacle? They said Phil Roster announced later yesterday, posted a leak, and people like Drew Collanson came shocked at who they announced online were left off. They had this issue last year with characters not appearing on the roster sheet until after as well, because there was little mistakes. There always seems to be mistakes. No one checks the thing. Because leakers still get invited because they don't care. Because they don't... NDAs and stuff sometimes just don't get enforced enough, by the sounds of things. Everyone who goes to PvP signs an NDA, and it just looks like a piece of paper. But they have done stuff with NDAs before, where they have stopped people from being invited to events and stopped them from getting stuff. There's creators as well that have had the other end of that. So it's very pick and choosing over the years who they've picked and who they haven't picked when it comes to that. But that's their prerogative. It's like terms of service. It could say like supercards. Terms of service is only one user per account. You can't have multiple people use the same account. And the one user per account. Yeah, and there's creators that have people helping them to help make their content. So that breaks their terms of service. But they get advertising and everything out of it, so therefore it's thrown on the bus. That is just how life and business works. People will do one thing, say another, and people are very much what's the word? Hypocritical is probably one of the things when it comes to it. Do I plan on creating content on another topic? So, the goal, the long-term goal is my shop, Yards Games. We have a Discord server for the shop for our local community. We've got over 300 people in that Discord server, which is all local community. It's not you guys or anything like that. We are building that more and more. The goal is to make a YouTube channel and social media channels for that to showcase new releases and viral clips, etc., to stream and whatnot. Because we have got D&D, so we do Dungeons and Dragons on a Saturday evening. We've got 4 groups doing that. At the minute, probably 5, so there's like 20 people in the shop at the one time. One Magic the Gathering on a Friday night. We've got 20 people roughly coming that as well. Disney Lorcana, the trading card game, is really popular in our shop as well. We've got about 10 people playing that on a Monday. I'm looking to run loads of different things. So the shop, promoting what we sell and everything like that works well, and we were accustomed to it. If I did it on this channel, the algorithm won't kick in because of the wrestling stuff. I have to start afresh. When I do the final stream, I'll post links to the shop channel. You can always find it anyway, even though I've not posted anything. Yards Games is there as a channel, and that's what we'll be doing for it. Shop is yardsgames.com. It's UK. There is stuff you can do for America, but honestly, with region lock and stuff like that, for a lot of stuff, and the cost of posting stuff that far, not worth your time, guys. If you're UK, awesome. All the 360, Xbox One, PS4, PS2, Wii, all console stock is pretty much on the system in terms of games. All the consoles get put as click and collect only, because I'm not paying 10-15 quid for posting stuff out that you're just going to say is going to get damaged anyway. And I sell Magic Gathering singles and Disney Lorcana singles and stuff as well on that. There's plenty of stuff to do. We're always busy. We're going to try and do a Halo LAN party as well, actually. So we might try and stream that at the same time as using the network for it. I've not worked that one out yet, but we'll try and do that. I want to do some old classic Halo. And we just want to have fun. Gaming is for fun. YouTube should be about having fun and not being so much about a business and caring about shit. Unfortunately, when it comes to me playing WWE games, it's got to the point where it's just not fun and enjoyable to stream it and play it. And I want that to happen again. And if I have to just leave for a few years, wait until the engine gets much better and then come back, then so be it. I'll still play this year's game. We'll still do a few little streams of it. I just won't get to a point where we'll have fun again. I just don't think this year is going to be the game for it. I think it'll be fun to do special guest referee. Oh, of course, a special guest referee might only be 1v1. Remember in the old days, we were able to do 4-ways and matches in Hell in a Cell and stuff like that and do stupid, crazy options. Jeez, I just thought special ref could only be 1v1. Have they confirmed that? Like, it's only 1v1, or have they confirmed multi-man matches for it? Oh, that's just an epiphany in my head I just had, and I was like, oh. We'll find out tomorrow, I suppose, because the filler build will be unveiled over the course of loads of days. Special ref is only 1v1. Well, what's the fucking point? We used to have 4-way matches in Hell in a Cell. Like, oh my god. Why? Oh, I have to make a video on that. We used to have it as multi-man. But why? Why is it only 1v1? The mechanics is the same. You're just targeting a pin. Like, but, oh. No, why? They're making such a big deal of this, and then they're going to realise, oh crap, it's just 1v1. And it behaves in the old days as well, like, if you do too many naughty things, you get ejected and a special guest referee. Normal ref comes down, which was awesome in Hell in a Cell, because they opened the cell cage door, and the cage door stayed open. You didn't have to break it, the cell door was opened. It was great. That's, yeah. My tone has changed now. Casket and ambulance will be the same match. There needs to be more to it. I just don't feel like there's enough to it. Okay, right. I'm gonna subdue myself. I will probably make a video regarding special ref at the weekend at some point, but nothing tomorrow, nothing on Saturday. There'll be something on Sunday, I suppose. Thank you for everyone that has been watching. Thank you for everyone that's been watching me over the years as well. It's much appreciated. Bear in mind, this channel's nearly 20 years old. I've done this for a very long time, longer than I've been alive, pretty much. Longer than half my life, yeah. Oh, Jesus. If it was longer than I've been alive, that would have been theoretically impossible. Unless I was on a different planet. Anywho, let's have some fun. Let's try and have as much fun as possible. And let's go with it. And we'll see what happens next year. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.